Roth MKM trims Canoo NASDAQ GOEV target price to $3. Canoo NASDAQ GOEV given buy rating at H.C. Wainwright. H.C. Wainwright reiterated their buy rating on shares of Canoo in a research note issued to investors on Wednesday, Benzinga reports. They currently have a 7.00 target price on the stock. Several other equities analysts have also commented on GOEV. R.F. Lafferty lowered Canoo from a buy rating to a hold rating in a research note on Wednesday. Stifel Nicolaus cut their price objective on shares of Canoo from $34.50 to $17.25 and set a buy rating on the stock in a report on Tuesday, January 23rd. Benchmark reissued a buy rating and issued a $5 target price on shares of Canoo in a research report on Wednesday. Finally, Alliance Global Partners dropped their price target on shares of Canoo from $20 to $18.50 and set a buy rating for the company in a research report on Friday, March 15th. Two equities research analysts have rated the stock with a hold rating, and 5 have given a buy rating to the company. According to MarketBeat.com, the stock presently has an average rating of moderate buy and an average price target of $23.79. Canoo price performance. Canoo stock opened at $278 on Wednesday. The stock has a market capitalization of $179.03 million, a PE ratio of 0.27, and a beta of 1.26. Canoo has a 12-month low of 1.22 and a 12-month high of $19.50. The firm's 50-day moving average is 2.77, and its 200-day moving average is 4.15. Canoo NASDAQ GOEV last announced its earnings results on Tuesday, May 14th. The company reported $2.20 earnings per share EPS for the quarter, missing analysts' consensus estimates of $0.97 by $1.23. During the same period in the previous year, the business posted $3.91 EPS. As a group, analysts forecast that Canoo will post 3.71 EPS for the current year. Institutional trading of Canoo. Institutional investors have recently added to or reduced their stakes in the business. SG America's Securities LLC lifted its stake in shares of Canoo by 95.6% during the first quarter. SG America's Securities LLC now owns 22,065 shares of the company's stock worth $79,000 after purchasing an additional 10,786 shares in the last quarter. Arete Wealth Advisors LLC raised its holdings in shares of Canoo by 114.5% during the third quarter. Arete Wealth Advisors LLC now owns 77,000 shares of the company's stock valued at $38,000 after buying an additional 41,100 shares during the period. Kestra Advisory Services LLC acquired a new position in Canoo during the third quarter worth approximately $72,000. Kestra Private Wealth Services LLC boosted its holdings in Canoo by 36.9% in the third quarter. Kestra Private Wealth Services LLC now owns 174,300 shares of the company's stock worth $85,000 after acquiring an additional 47,000 shares during the period. Finally, Susquehanna Fundamental Investments LLC acquired a new stake in Canoo in the first quarter valued at approximately $900,000. 36.23% of the stock is owned by hedge funds and other institutional investors. Canoo Company Profile. Canoo Inc., a mobility technology company, designs, develops, markets, and manufactures electric vehicles for consumer, commercial fleet, government, and military customers in the United States. The company utilizes its multi-purpose platform architecture, a self-contained, fully functional rolling chassis that directly houses the critical components for operation of an electric vehicle, including its in-house designed proprietary electric drivetrain, battery systems, advanced vehicle control electronics and software, and other critical components. Roth MKM trims Canoo NASDAQ GOEV target price to $3. Canoo had its price objective lowered by Roth MKM from $4 to $3 in a research report published on Wednesday, Benzinga reports. The brokerage currently has a neutral rating on the stock. A number of other brokerages have also recently issued reports on GOEV. Benchmark reiterated a buy rating and issued a 5.0 target price on shares of Canoo in a report on Wednesday. Stifel Nicolaus reduced their price objective on shares of Canoo from $34.50 to $17.25. and set a buy rating for the company in a report on Tuesday, January 23rd. Alliance Global Partners decreased their target price on shares of Canoo from 20 Trarser to 18.50 and set a buy rating for the company in a research report on Friday, March 15th. H.C. Wainwright reiterated a buy rating and set a 7.00 price target on shares of Canoo in a research note on Wednesday. Finally, R.F. Lafferty cut Canoo from a buy rating to a hold rating in a research report on Wednesday. 2 equities research analysts have rated the stock with a hold rating, and 5 have given a buy rating to the stock. According to data from MarketBeat, the company has a consensus rating of moderate buy and a consensus price target of $23.79. Canoo trading down 3.1%, GOEV opened at $278 on Wednesday. The company has a 50-day moving average price of $277 and a 200-day moving average price of $415. Canoo has a 1-year low of $122 and a 1-year high of $19.50. The company has a market cap of $179.03 million, a PE ratio of 0.27, and a beta of 1.26. Canoo NASDAQ GOEV Get Free report last issued its earnings results on Tuesday, May 14th. The company reported $2.20 EPS for the quarter, missing analysts' consensus estimates of $0.97 by $1.23. During the same quarter last year, the company earned 3.91 earnings per share. On average, research analysts forecast that Canoo will post 3.71 EPS for the current fiscal year. Hedge funds weigh in. On Canoo, several institutional investors have recently bought and sold shares of the company. EP Wealth Advisors, LLC, grew its stake in shares of Canoo by 269.3% during the fourth quarter. EP Wealth Advisors, LLC now owns 1,000 shares of the company's stock worth $257,000 after acquiring an additional 729,236 shares during the period. Swiss National Bank increased its stake in shares of Canoo by 20.5% in the third quarter. Swiss National Bank now owns 935,200 shares of the company's stock, worth $458,000, after purchasing an additional 159,400 shares in the last quarter. Susquehanna Fundamental Investments, LLC, bought a new stake in shares of Canoo in the first quarter, valued at approximately $900,000. Kestra Private Wealth Services, LLC, lifted its stake in shares of Canoo by 36.9% during the third quarter. Kestra Private Wealth Services, LLC, now owns 174,300 shares of the company's stock, valued at $85,000, after buying an additional 47,000 shares in the last quarter. Finally, Kestra Advisory Services, LLC, bought a new position in Canoo in the third quarter worth approximately $72,000. Hedge funds and other institutional investors own 36.23% of the company's stock.